Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to episode number 4 of the Ben Caplan Show. This is my brand new talk show where I'm talking everything Philly sports, past, present, future. And it is just going to be a rocket ship to the moon if you're joining me here in the early stages of this show, because we're starting out small, but we're going to get real big. And every day where this show is just going to get a little bit better. For example, I now have a cover for my microphone, so I'm very excited about that. So just one way in which the Ben Caplan Show is going to improve every single day. I try to do these shows live on TikTok at 5 p.m. Eastern, but I'm doing it early today because I'm going to the Flyers game tonight. If you watched the show yesterday on TikTok or later on YouTube, you would have seen that I am now officially on the Philadelphia Flyers bandwagon for the 2023-2024 season. Yes, thank you. I'm officially on the bandwagon. So the Flyers must have heard, and they were like, wow, we really got to get Ben out to a game. So boom, there you go. I am going to the game tonight against the Nashville Predators, and I am flyered up. If you're at the game, try to find me. I'll say hey. And now that I'm such a huge Flyers fan and I'm fully in on the bandwagon, I was looking into the Predators. I'll be honest, I know absolutely nothing about the Nashville Predators. But it does look like they are kind of right around the Flyers level. At least, I mean, they have 36 points. They're in 4th place in their division right now. It shows you how good their division is. So what's that? 3 less than the Flyers? Yeah, so they got 3 less points than the Flyers. So judging just by that and me knowing nothing about the Predators, looks like it might be an evenly matched game tonight, especially when you look at the odds. FanDuel has the Flyers at minus 120, so that puts them at slight favorites. So yeah, should be a good game tonight against the Nashville Predators and your Philadelphia Flyers. I'm flyered up. I'm going to the game. Can't wait. It's my first Flyers game in before COVID. I think 2018 or 2019 was the last time I went to a Flyers game, so I'm pumped to be going back. Always love going to a game. So yeah, other than that though, I appreciate you tuning in. If you're brand new here, this is the Ben Caplan Show. If you want to, I do the show daily, Monday through Friday, here live on TikTok, or you can go and watch all my episodes on my YouTube channel. Just got to go click the link in my bio and get to the channel there. Please make sure you do follow me here on TikTok as well, so you stay up to date on all my content, including all my videos and every episode of The Ben Caplan Show. Before I get into things, looks like I got a question. Do you know who the Philly Sports Guy is? Yes, I do know who the Philly Sports Guy is. I've met him a few times. We've talked. We're friendly. I actually have his phone number, so I feel like I am very special. But yeah, big fan of the Philly Sports Guy. His great representation for Philadelphia. All right. So today, really, we got to cover the Sixers right away, obviously. Joel Embiid, another 50-point game, 51 points, second 50-point plus game of the season. I mean, I don't know if I can even say anything that would add anything to the conversation about the greatness that is Joel Embiid. I'm just happy he's on our team and he's not playing for anybody else because he is fun to watch. And I don't know how you don't like Joel Embiid, but he's just a joy and a pleasure to watch. And now, not only do we have Embiid, we have the uprising of Tyrese Maxey, because he had himself a game too. Like if any other night, Tyrese Maxey would have been the headline. What do you have? He had 35 points last night. And this is actually the 6th time that the Sixers have had a game this season where both Maxey and Embiid have scored over 30 points. So again, just a joy watching Tyrese Maxey, and thank goodness for the just continued growth of Tyrese Maxey, because the Sixers, they'd be in a lot of trouble if he wasn't able to step up the way he has. So thank the Lord, or whatever God it is you believe in, that Tyrese Maxey has been able to grow, and hopefully he just continues to grow, because he's a phenomenal player. He plays like he has ADHD. As somebody with ADHD, I feel like I can spot that because he's just so active all over the court, and he's like an annoying little brother when he's playing you. I'm sure guys get really frustrated playing. We're just annoyed at him when Tyrese Maxey's guarding them or whenever he's on the court. But I really enjoy watching him play, and the 2-man game he's got with Embiid is great. Aside from that, though, there's been a lot of talk, now, at least I've been seeing from all the NBA people, especially a lot of Philly sports fans, is Joel Embiid the MVP of the NBA so far? I mean, Sure, maybe he's leading the league in scoring. I think, according to StatMuse. I love StatMuse, by the way. If you haven't gotten on StatMuse, it is the best website for any sports stat that you need. They do not pay me to. They do not pay me to talk about them. I wish they did, because this is quickly becoming my favorite website. But yeah, according to StatMuse, and according to stats, Embiid's leading scorer, 35.1 points per game. He's also averaging 11.8 rebounds per game. So basically, he's 35 and 12 for the season, which is just mind-boggling, I guess. I don't know. It's really good. So is he the MVP? Sure, why not? But like, don't get me wrong. I would love for Joel Embiid to win a second consecutive MVP, but does that really matter? Do we even care about Joel Embiid winning the MVP? It's not about that for me anymore with the Sixers. Like, to me, it all comes down to, can they get out of the second round of the playoffs? Can the Sixers get out of the second round of the playoffs? Because I don't care how many MVPs Embiid wins. If they continue to like fail in the postseason, then what is it for? Not only that, a great regular season is one thing, but Joel Embiid, I think, also really needs to step it up in the postseason. I know. He is part of the reason that they're always collapsing in the second round. They're always losing in game 7. So can he step it up in the postseason? And you know what? Can they beat the Celtics? Because I feel like the Celtics are always going to be there. They're not going anywhere. And the Sixers proven time and time and time again throughout the history of the universe, at least the history of the NBA, the Sixers can't seem to beat the Celtics. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is it's hard for me to get super excited about the Sixers right now because it's still so early in the season. We're not even halfway through the NBA season yet. And B, because, there are bigger prizes to be had. And with this team, it's like put up or shut up time. I mean, I'm kind of just waiting to get to the postseason with them. It's so hard to like just get excited over and over by this Sixers team during the regular season because maybe I'm too negative. Maybe I'm just being a Negadelphian. I try not to be a Negadelphian, but until they can get out of that second round of the playoffs, I can't see. It's like my excitement isn't there. Like I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna want them to win. I'm gonna support them, but like I'm not gonna go off the rails. Unlike how I am for the Flyers, because to me at least the Flyers feel like rejuvenated maybe with the Flyers because they're a young team. They're playing better than people expected to them so far this season, and they're exciting to watch. They're fun to watch. They're winning a lot of overtime games. But with the Sixers, they're winning too, but they're supposed to be winning these games. They're supposed to be in this position. And it's not like it's hard to, I guess it's hard for me to explain because like, yeah, I like watching them win. I like watching Embiid put up 50. I love watching Tyrese Maxey put up 35, but there is a bigger goal in mind with the Sixers. And like, Joel Embiid is only going to be here for X amount of years. You don't know how big this window is going to be. And it just feels like every year the window gets a little smaller and smaller and smaller before it's officially shut. So I just figured out what I'm trying to say. I am just devastatingly worried that the window is closing on the Joel Embiid era of the Sixers and that there's nothing we can do about it. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. The organization can do something about it, but that's how I feel. And I'm still. Have the Sixers proven to you yet, at least, that they can get out of the second round of the playoffs? I don't know if they've proven that to me yet. But again, it's so early in the season. Anything can happen. There's so much time left, but I'm not really. Although I'm in for the Sixers. I'm here for the ride. I'm not going overboard with them yet because we've been down this road before. We've had a lot of great regular seasons before. Embiid has played out of his mind before. I don't know this good, but I want a championship. I want to go to the NBA finals and then win the NBA finals. I want to get out of the second round of the playoffs. And for some reason, that is all I am fixated on right now when it comes to the Sixers. I'm like, yeah, it's good, but are they getting out of the second round? That's going to be the underlying question for me all season long. I can't imagine I'm the only ones that's thinking that way when it comes to the Sixers. So let me know what you think in the chat. If you think the Sixers got a chance this season to get out of the second round of the playoffs, or if I'm just being a Negadelphian, let me know. maybe I need to just like relax and just kind of and just enjoy the ride and try not to worry and just let the postseason happens when the postseason happens. But you know, I've been a Philadelphia sports fan for what 37 years of my life, and I know typically what happens and how these things end. So maybe I'm just too jaded at this point to really ever get excited again about the Sixers. I don't know. We'll see. If they get out of the second round, I'll be gun ho. I'll be doing backflips, I think. But I can't really allow myself to get to that level until that happens because they've burned me too many times before. So that being said, thank you for joining. If you're just joining me, this is the Ben Caplan Show. I do this show daily, Monday through Friday, live here on TikTok, and then you can catch all my episodes up on my YouTube channel later. So please make sure you follow me here on TikTok. Click the link in my bio, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get all of my content and be notified when new videos drop. Sixers talking about Joel Embiid, how it's super exciting when somebody scores 50, and when the secondary guy puts up 35, him and Maxey are just a lot of fun to watch. And they did that against a really good Timberwolves team. So on one hand, I'm really, really excited about the Sixers and how they're playing right now. On the other hand, it's like there are bigger questions, there are bigger goals, and I don't know if they've really answered any of them for me because, like, to me, it's going to come down to playing the Celtics. They are going to play the Celtics in the postseason. They're going to have to go through them at some point. And are they good enough to get through the Celtics? Now, the one game I think they had with them, I don't think Embiid or Maxey played, and they played them tough. And the Sixers played the Celtics tough that game, but still lost. But I don't know. The Sixers can continue to be dominant like this throughout the remainder of the regular season. Maybe I'll be a little more gung-ho. But until we get there, I am just trying to stay even-keeled and not overreact, which is kind of funny because I overreact about everything when it comes to Philadelphia sports. That's why I am doing a daily show here on TikTok and YouTube, because I need to vent my frustration some way, somehow, and this was the best way for me to do it. So 10-9-8 76ers, I am excited, in the day-to-day, but in the long term, I am still saying, hey, maybe we should pump the brakes a little bit. People, also talking about a lot about Joel Embiid being the MVP. I don't know if he's the favorite, but according to this covers.com, let me show you what I'm looking at right here. Covers.com's got all the sports books. So Nikola Jokic is plus 250 on FanDuel, plus 210 on Sports Kings. Then it looks like Luka Doncic. Then Joel Embiid. He's third right now in the MVP odds. That will my guess is that will probably go up. And actually, you know what? I'm just noticing now, this is 2 days old. This is from December 19th. So my guess is Embiid probably has gone up and he might be the favorite now. I will check on that in a little bit. But does another MVP award by Joel Embiid excite you? I don't know if that excites me as much as it did last season. I was very excited last season when Embiid got the MVP. But now I'm like, yeah, it's cool if he gets the MVP award again, but I don't know. It's just not as exciting because it's like we've been here time and time and time again, and until they get out of the second round, just Embiid's got to prove that he can do that. And I think unfortunately that's going to be his legacy in Philadelphia until he proves he can do it. Like, great regular season player, MVP regular season player, but kind of disappears in the playoffs. Isn't the same guy when the postseason rolls around. Can't get out of the second round. You hate to say it. You hate for that to be the guy's MO, the guy's legacy, but that's what it is. He just cannot get out of the second round. And unfortunately, when I think of Joel Embiid, that's what I think of right now. Just a guy that can't get out of the second round, unfortunately. Long season, then we got the postseason. He has a chance to prove us all wrong. But we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait a little bit before we can see. So hopefully he can just stay healthy. He can continue to be as dominant as he is, playing at an MVP level, and then we can see what happens in the postseason. But is this team good enough to beat the Celtics? I don't know. I don't know if I know enough about the NBA to be like, yeah, the Sixers are good enough. But maybe somebody can tell me in the comments if you think the Sixers are good enough to get through the Celtics in the postseason. Let me know, yes or no. Speaking of the comments, what do we have in here? I worked for the Philadelphia Blazers and Philadelphia Bell. That's cool, man. I have stories. That's cool. Ben, Sugar, okay, what's up? All right, so not too much popping in the chat right now, but let me know if you think the Sixers can beat the Celtics in the postseason. I am like, I don't know, and that to me, that's the question. And like, all this is great. It's cool. It's fun for now to watch. It's entertaining. That's why I watch sports, right? To be entertained. But man, I want the Sixers to win. I want them to get out of the second round. And it's like, to me, the season isn't really going to start until they get out, until the second round of the postseason, which I feel like the Sixers will be there again. That's when the season starts. That's when it's time to prove yourselves, because Embiid and Maxey and the Sixers as an organization, they've proved that they can have dominant regular seasons. They've proved that they can get out of the first round of the playoffs relatively with ease. It's usually do it. They swept the Nets last season, but they can't get out of the second round. That's what they got to prove, and that's what I am waiting for. It's not all Joel's fault. Yeah, that was a comment left by somebody. I'm not blaming all the second round losses completely all on Joel Embiid, but he is the MVP. He is the guy you build the team around. He's the franchise. He's the process. So he's got to take a lot of the blame, and he comes up small in the playoffs. He's proved that the last 2 years. Now it might be because defenses are playing him harder. Nobody else on the Sixers is also stepping up. He's not able to, for whatever reason, and we could debate that all day long. Joel Embiid is not the same player in the postseason as he is in the regular season. And he's got to figure that out. The Sixers need to figure that out. I don't know if you can fix that by coaching, by scheming, or like, is it a confidence thing? I don't know, but he is not the same player. He's not the same player in the postseason as he is in the regular season. And hopefully, we're all hoping he proves me wrong, but that remains to be seen. We will see. Tobias Harris, somebody who's put in the comments, he's plenty to blame too. He comes up small also. But again, Tobias Harris isn't the MVP of the NBA. Tobias Harris isn't the franchise player. He's making a lot of money, don't get me wrong. He's not immune from criticism. But just like how it starts and ends with Jalen Hurts, I think it starts and ends with Joel Embiid here. He is the leader. He is the guy. You need to win a championship in sports. You need your best players to be your best players. Meaning they have to play the best in the postseason. You need them to play at their absolute best for you to go all the way. If your best players aren't playing their best, you're not going to win. Look what happened to the Phillies. Look what happened to the Phillies in games 6 and 7 of the NLCS. Harper, Turner, and Schwarber, I think, went a combined, 1 for 13 in game 6 for 7. Atrocious. Nick Castellanos, he didn't have a hit after game 1 of the NLCS. That was atrocious as well. Sorry, I'm still really hurt by the Phillies, if you can't tell. And I didn't mean to go on a Phillies rant there, but I just wanted to show as an example that your best players need to play their best. And if they're not playing, you can't, it's great when role players and, guys off the bench, have a great game here or there or hit a shot, but you can't rely on that throughout the course of a postseason. You need Joel Embiid to say, hey, hop on my back, guys. I'll carry us. In my humble opinion, anyway. But and Embiid and Harden, they didn't do that last year, and they didn't do that the year before. And Simmons didn't do that the year before. So it's not all on Embiid, but he's definitely a part of the problem in the postseason. That's for sure. But anyway, enough about the Sixers for now, at least. Got in the comment here. You're right, but Joel has a different look this year under Nurse. We're going this year. Hey, man, King of Pressure, who left that comment, he said, you're right, but Joel has a different look this year under Nurse. We going this year. I love the confidence. I love your enthusiasm. Right. He's looked different. He's looking great. He's looking fantastic, but different doesn't always mean better. I guess, I don't know, but he's playing great. I've seen him play great in the regular season before. I've seen him be dominant in the regular season before. which it's awesome. It's fun. But, is that going to continue in the postseason? It needs to. It needs to. And I hope he recognizes that too. And I'm sure he does. He's a great athlete. He's a proud athlete. The Sixers need him to step up in the playoffs big time. I'm hoping that now that Nick Nurse is the coach, he will be able to figure out a way to scheme up getting Embiid better shots, easier looks, so he can be more dominant, so he can get to the line. He got to the, what did he get to the free throw line? 18 times last night? Let me check. That's how Joel Embiid does a lot of his scoring, which is great because he's a great free throw shooter. He should be going to the line that many times. Let's look at the stats from yesterday. Here we go, Sixers. Oh, it doesn't show me. The Google view is not great. I thought it would show me the amount of free throws he got. No, that's team. Whatever it was, I think it was like 18 times. You can look it up for yourself. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it was 18 times Joel Embiid went to the line. He's got to do that in the playoffs. And playoffs. Talking about playoffs, I know it's December. We're a long ways away from the playoffs, but this team has expectations are very high for this team, and I'm not getting as excited as I am anymore about a 50-point game in the regular season in December. It's against the Timberwolves, against a really good team, so that's great to see. But hey, it's just one game. It's on to the next one. Can you do it again? He doesn't have to score 50 every night, but it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded. Maybe I am just a jaded Philadelphia sports fan. I've been watching Philadelphia sports my entire life, and I don't know. This year he knows he's unstoppable. But yeah, but he knew Joel Embiid was unstoppable last year too, and then the postseason rolled around, and he got stopped. He wasn't the same guy. So it's like not as exciting for me as this time around, and I try not to be jaded. I'm trying to get excited about the Sixers, but like we all know they're going to go, assuming, knock on wood, everyone stays healthy. We all know they're going to the postseason. We all know they're getting out of the first round. What's going to happen in the second round? Can they finally get over that hurdle, over that wall? Because, every year, I think that window with the Joel Embiid era Sixers just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And I don't want to wake up one day and see on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, or TikTok or whatever, that Joel Embiid's asking for a trade. That would be heartbreaking. And I hope we never get to that point. And for us to guarantee that we never get to that point, like I don't know if you can ever guarantee something like that, but they got to win a championship. And it's ironic because it's Joel Embiid who needs to step up in the winning of the championship. So I don't know if that's a catch-22, but it's just a little ironic, I feel like. But I'm waiting until the playoffs to get super, super excited about the team. I'm just kind of like just trying to stay even keeled as much as I can about the Sixers. So we'll see what happens. I'm rocking with my guys, and Maxi's better than Ja and Halliburton. We good, Ben. Again, I love the enthusiasm coming from the chat, but I've been in the city way too long to get too excited about the Sixers in December. So hey, we'll see. It's going to be a fun ride. The way Maxi and Embiid are playing looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, a really fun regular season. But we're past the point. We're with the Sixers at least, where we're happy with a good regular season. Come on, guys, come on. To me, I won't be satisfied with the season unless they definitely have to get out of it. They definitely have to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's a no-brainer. But do they have to get to the NBA Finals and win the NBA Finals for it to be considered a success? Actually, that's a really good question. So, what would you consider a successful season? For some, it might be getting out of the second round of the playoffs. For me, that's not. For me, that's a. Oh, sorry, let me try this again because I want to make a promo out of this. For you, what would you consider a successful season for the Sixers? For me, at the very least, they have to get out of the second round of the playoffs. And honestly, I don't even know if that would be enough anymore. They might have to, at the very least for me, get to the NBA Finals for me to be like, all right, good season. Because I've seen this song and dance before with the Sixers, you know, especially just getting to the second round and never getting out. And maybe, you know, it's hard not to let, you know, what happened to the Phillies and the Eagles cross over into other fandoms, you know, here in Philadelphia. So like, you know, going to the World Series, going to the Super Bowl, then falling short in the NLCS, and who knows what the Eagles are going to do in the playoffs this year. But like, the playoffs aren't enough for me anymore. It doesn't get me excited. I need a championship. I need a team in this city to win a championship. And like, for at least for the Sixers, for me to get excited, I think they have to get to the NBA Finals for me to say it's a good season. It might be different. It might be different for other people. So let me know what you think is going to be a successful season for you when it comes to the Sixers. But at the very least, get out of the second round, get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Sixers haven't been to an Eastern Conference Finals since 2001, 22 seasons. It'll be 23 years by the time the Eastern Conference Finals rolls around this season, since it'll be, man, God, I'm old. God, I am old. So I'm saying we should trade for Jordan Clarkson. All right, how are the Sixers going to trade for Jordan Clarkson? Work that trade out. But I don't know. Anyway, so enough about the Sixers. And before we get into my next topic, thank you for joining me. This is the Ben Caplan Show. It's my weekday daily show here live on TikTok. You can also watch all the old episodes on my YouTube channel. So please follow me here on TikTok. Go click the link in my bio. Subscribe to my YouTube channel on all my videos and all my content. Just talking about the Sixers, I wanted to talk about something briefly. I don't have a ton of time left today, but I'm pretty sure by this point everyone saw the Rashard Mendenhall tweet. I'll read it if you haven't seen it yet. He tweeted, "I'm sick of average white guys commenting on football. Y'all not even good at football. Can we please replace the Pro Bowl with an all black versus all white bowl? These cats can stop trying to teach me who's good at football. I'm better than your GOAT." And to Rashard Mendenhall, I say, yes, you are absolutely 100% right. I think an all black team would absolutely destroy an all white team in a football game. And I don't think it would even be close. What I do like though are all the conversations that have started of all the different rosters that people have been putting together. You can find a million of them all over the internet. I'm not gonna make a roster. Plenty of people have done that. But what I would like to do is I would like to comment on some. Just hold on. Crossing Broad made one that I want to. Here we go. Crossing Broad put a roster together, which I liked. It's pretty strong, I guess. But to me, I don't think it would matter how good the white team roster was. But because who is going to play cornerback? The black team's wide receivers would be running all day on our cornerbacks. We would have no chance. Even if the white team, we got the first overall draft pick and we're allowed to draft Patrick Mahomes, because that's a big debate whether he would be on the white or black team. But let's say if the white team was even allowed to draft Patrick Mahomes, first overall pick, who's he? The only way I see they'd be able to win is because of ball control, because the white team will not be able to cover the black team. The Crossing Broad team, their wide receivers would be for the black team: Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson. There is not a white man alive that could cover either of those guys. And we haven't even gotten into the running back or the tight end. Running back would be Raheem Mostert, tight end Kyle Pitts. White guys aren't covering them. I don't care. I don't care who the cornerback is. I don't care who the safety is. There is no chance in hell they'd be running for circles. So the way I see it, the only way the white team would be able to beat the black team is by ball control. And I don't know if they'd be good enough to even do for ball control, because really you'd have to run the ball with Christian McCaffrey like 50 times, 60 times. You could not let the black team's offense get on the field. But I don't know if the white team would necessarily be good enough to even control the ball like that. So I don't care how good the rest of the white team is. They're not covering anybody. They're not playing defense. The black team will destroy the white team. Let me know what you think. If there was an all white versus all black Pro Bowl game, who do you think would win and why? I mean, to me, it's the cornerbacks. There hasn't been a white starting cornerback since Jason Sehorn. And when did he retire? Like 2002, 2003? I think Jason Kelsey even said it once on his podcast. They don't let white guys play cornerback. That's how hard the position is. White guys, we're not good enough. We're not good enough. I think that's universally accepted. So I'm okay, and I'm okay with it. But I don't even know why it's a debate. I think it's fun putting the rosters together, but the black team would win all day long. All day long. Wouldn't even be close. Like, especially like if the white team tried to like get into a shootout, a really high scoring game with the black team. There's no way. There is no way. Tyreek Hill is running circles around that defense all day long. Even if Tyreek Hill was the only wide receiver that black team was allowed to have, they would still kill the white team. We got a comment. Yeah. Jason Sehorn was the last starting quarterback in the NFL. I think how good was Jason Sehorn really? I mean, I remember Jason Sehorn because he made a ridiculous, crazy interception against the Eagles in the 2000 divisional playoffs. It like bounced off his elbow, it bounced off his leg. He rolled around, he caught it. It was, as an Eagles fan, it was very upsetting. But he was he a Pro Bowler? Let's see if Jason Sehorn ever made the Pro Bowl. Jason Sehorn Pro Bowl. This Wikipedia page would usually have that information. Yeah, I am not seeing. I don't think he made a Pro Bowl because it would say it here. Okay, so Jason Sehorn, the last white cornerback, starting cornerback in the NFL, not even a Pro Bowler. So that should tell you the best white cornerback is still the worst corner. Is still the worst cornerback. Yes, the best white cornerback is still the worst overall cornerback because let's just face it, we're not good at that, and it's okay. And it's okay. It's okay. But again, for really just the sole reason of the cornerbacks in the secondary, black team would kill the white team. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. But I don't think anybody thinks I'm wrong. Everybody knows it's. You'd have to be crazy or probably a racist to tell me that the white team would beat the black team in an NFL in a Pro Bowl NFL game. And so yeah. So anywho, what else I got in the docket today? Oh yeah, one more thing before I get out of here. And again, thank you for tuning in. If you're just joining us, this is the Ben Caplan Show. I do the show daily here on TikTok. You can catch it live here on TikTok, or you can watch all my old reruns on my YouTube channel. So please make sure you follow me here on TikTok, and then you click that link in my bio and you subscribe to my YouTube channel. As this is a new show, I am looking for guests, and as really the only stipulation would be for my guests at this early stage of my show is that you can talk either about the Phillies, Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Union. If you want to talk about the WWE, I am more than happy to talk about that with somebody. If you want to talk about Madden or MLB The Show, or hey, maybe another topic that interests me, who knows? But just be able to talk about something, primarily sports. Shoot me an email at thebencaplan@gmail.com. Love to have you on as a guest. Also, if you're looking to advertise, what better place than right here on the Ben Caplan Show? So again, shoot me an email, and we will get that set up for an interview or for some advertising. Thank you very much. Going to the comments here. Aaron, hey bud, what's up? Hey, how you doing? Hey, the Flyers are cooking. And I, if you're with me yesterday, you saw that I now am officially on the Philadelphia Flyers bandwagon. I was a long time hockey fan, loved the Flyers, played hockey growing up. But about 10 years ago, I'd say is when my interest really started slipping in the Flyers. And over the past 5 years, I just kind of feel like it fell off a cliff. I know the Flyers made the playoffs in the bubble that year. They got dominated in Game 7 to the Islanders, and since then I know they haven't been very good, and they've fallen off my radar. But this team, they're young, they're exciting, they're scrappy, they're winning in overtime. So I'm back on the bandwagon, and because of that, the Flyers must have heard, and they were like, "Wow, we got to get Ben out to a Flyers game now that he's back officially on the bandwagon. We need him there." So I'm going to the Flyers game tonight. That's why I was doing the show a little early today. I won't have time to do it tonight. Typically, I'm going to do the show at 5 p.m. But hey, I'm going to the Flyers game, and I'm all fired up, and I can't wait to see them and hopefully get another W. And the Flyers are cooking. Yes, we are on the Flyers bandwagon. That should be a shirt. I think that's a shirt idea. I'm gonna jot that down somewhere. But before I go, one final thing. Barstool they put something on Instagram today that I just thought was an interesting conversation starter. They just simply asked, how would you rank the four Philadelphia sports teams, the four major Philadelphia sports teams, Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, and Eagles? And the great thing about this question is the list, as Stephen A. Smith would like to say, the list is fluid. And at this point of time, it is hard, it's a little surprising, I think, for where my rankings would be. But real quick, Aaron, I never left the Flyers bandwagon. I mean, Aaron, if you never left the Flyers bandwagon, more power to you. I think I just reached a point in my life where I can only have so much disappointment in my sports teams. And you got a lot in Philadelphia. But hey, if you want to make that into a t-shirt, make that into a t-shirt. But anyway, how would you rank the four major Philadelphia sports teams? No disrespect to the Union. I'll be honest, I don't know anything about the Union. I was never really a soccer guy or an MLS fan. I've been to a few games, but I would not feel comfortable talking about the Union because I don't know enough about them. So with these four, if you were to ask me a couple of weeks ago, I probably would have been Eagles, Sixers, Phillies, Flyers. Like 3 weeks ago, I would have said Eagles, Sixers, Phillies, Flyers. But how have times changed? So if I were to rank the four major Philadelphia sports teams right now, I would have to go Sixers number 1, Phillies number 2, Flyers number 3, Eagles number 4. Can you believe that? The Eagles right now I'm putting at 4. Rank them by how any metric you feel. Like, how are you feeling about these teams right now? How are you feeling about the Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, and Eagles? And honestly, like, I can't put the Flyers at 2 yet because I literally just jumped on the bandwagon, and so I'm not. And they're still like, they're not the best team in the NHL. They still have some proving, I think, of themselves to do. So I can't put them 2. And like, as I get further away from the collapse in the NLCS, I get a little less mad. I'm still plenty mad about that. Don't get me wrong. So it hurt a little bit actually to put the Phillies 2 because I'm still pretty mad at them. Sixers were an obvious one. But 4, the Eagles, they've just played so poorly. I'm putting them 4 right now. But hey, the list is fluid. This changes week over week. So how are you ranking the 4 major Philadelphia sports teams? I'm going Sixers 1, Phillies 2, Flyers 3, Eagles 4. That may change in a week or 2. We will see. That's the fun thing about being in sports. You can always talk about nonsense questions like that. All right. So that actually does have to do it for me today. This is my last show before Christmas. I am headed up to Connecticut to spend the holidays with my wife's family. So we're excited about that. So I'll be back on Tuesday, the 26th to do a live. Make sure you please follow me here on TikTok. I'll still be posting videos to this channel. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll post a few things there as well. But also, if you do want to be a guest, shoot me an email. Let me know what you want to talk about at thebencaplan.show@gmail.com. And have a happy holidays. And I will see you in a few days. Take care, everybody.